Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures continued, issue number 16 from IDW. So, super quick recap, there's an intergalactic criminal organization known as the Pantheon, and they have basically decided that Earth would be a really good hiding place because it's kind of outside of the jurisdiction of the intergalactic police force and all that stuff. But the only problem is that the Turtles live on Earth. And so, in the last issue, they basically tricked the Turtles into hoping them by basically they kind of shot them with some beam, and the turtles have been put into this dreamlike world where all their dreams are coming true. Mikey was only able to break out because he mentioned getting pizza with his brothers, and his brothers had no idea what pizza meant. And so that snapped Mikey out of the dream world, and he broke out of the little tube that he's in, and the rest of the Pantheon is there to attack him. And so we just have Mikey battling the Pantheon. And yeah, it's doing pretty good for a solo turtle, which is it's kind of interesting. I don't know how I feel about introducing a new group of villains. And there's like 5 of them right here. And Mikey's pretty much holding his own against all 5. But one of the Pantheon, her name is Akka. She's the Owl Pantheon. And she has this ability where she can, it's kind of like Banshee or Black Canary, where she can screech and it basically does damage to anyone that hears it. And so she shoots one of her screeches at Mikey, but Mikey is standing in front of the tubes. So he dodges out of the way and the tubes shatter, and now all of his brothers have woken up, and it basically becomes a situation where the turtles are like trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Why are they in this weird spaceship looking thing? I thought that the Pantheon were good guys. Mikey's like, hey, I got no time to explain. We just got to get the hell out of here. So Leo throws a smoke grenade, which is kind of interesting because he basically says, good thing a ninja never goes anywhere without smoke pellets. And all I can think of is, where were you hiding that? Maybe it was inside his belt. I'm hoping it was inside his belt and not inside something else. So it turns out that the Pantheon base is in this own little pocket dimension. And Mikey just basically explains, hey, here's the deal. Pantheon tricked us. They brainwashed us. They want to take over Earth. And yeah, we got to figure out what to do. So the brothers are like, well, look around. We're in another dimension, which means that they have a dimensional portal, which means that if we destroy it, it'll mess up their plans for a while because it would take probably years for them to rebuild it. So we can buy ourselves some time. The only problem is we have no idea where it's at, and this place is very massive. So Leo's like, well, I think I have an idea. What if instead of looking for the portal, we just have them lead us to the portal? And so we have the Pantheon, the leader is Hob. And Hob's looking at this giant screen when he sees Mikey and Raph taunting one of the cameras. And so he sends the rest of the Pantheon there, and he follows with them. And then we get another battle going down. And during the battle, they basically taunt Mikey, and they're like, hey, like, just the 2 of you aren't going to be able to do anything. You're not going to be able to beat us. They're like, hey, we don't need to beat you. We just need to buy enough time for our other 2 brothers to find the portal. So that's when Hobbs like, okay, we know what they're trying to do now. He sends Akka, Rat Queen, and Draco to go make sure that the portal is protected. Meanwhile, he's going to hold off the rest of the turtles. And so as those trio are running towards the portal, Leo and Donatello are hiding and they're watching, and they decide to just follow them. So when the trio finally show up into the portal room and realize that there's no one there, they realize that they've been tricked and that they've basically led the turtles to where the portal is. And I was like, all right, this is kind of cool. Like, this is a smart idea. And so we basically have a big showdown where the turtles have to battle against the Pantheon while also messing with the portal so that they can, 1, create a portal back to Earth, and 2, make sure that the portal and the machine gets destroyed just as they land back on Earth. So that's what their idea is, and I am not going to spoil the rest. I will say there is an interesting cliffhanger and leave it at that. So yeah, all in all, this was good. I like this. I've enjoyed this series a lot. It's, I mean, it's obviously for kids, but I grew up with these turtles. These are the turtles that got me into this franchise in the first place. I didn't get into it through the comics or anything like that. It was through the cartoons and then eventually from the cartoons through the Konami games and stuff like that. But yeah, these are the Turtles. It's this version of them that introduced me to this amazing franchise, my favorite franchise ever, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And so I'm glad to see them back. I'm glad to see them continuing their adventures in comic book form. It would be kind of cool to see them back in cartoon form, but I doubt that's ever going to happen outside of maybe like a crossover like they did with the 2003, 2004. That cartoon series was amazing. They did a crossover called Turtles Forever. I hated that crossover just because they made the OG Turtles. Well, I say OG even though OG is the Mirage. They made the OG cartoon Turtles look like joke, and I didn't care for that too much. It was almost like we're going to do everything we can to prop up these new turtles by making the old turtles look like just nothing but a bunch of buffoons. And so I really, really hated that. Kind of rambling on that. So let's move on to better topics. Yeah, the series is awesome. I love it. It's great. It feels like something that I would watch as a kid. Every issue feels like something that could be an episode of the original Turtles cartoon. So yeah, I love this issue. I will say that I guess to kind of nitpick it, I kind of wish that the new Big Bad was more of a threat than they appear to be in this series so far. That's kind of like my nitpick. Other than that, I freaking love this series, and I highly recommend checking it out. Especially if you're a fan of the old cartoons, if you're a fan of the Turtles in general, or if you got some kids that you want to introduce some comics to them that's kid-friendly. This is definitely right up your alley. I love this series. I hope it keeps going. Kind of rambling, so let's end it here. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still want to thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next one is more to your liking. With that said, thank you once again, and I hope you guys and gals have a good one. Later.